Alright y'all, imagine you're just walking on the beach and you find this. What would you even do? Most folks would probably turn and run, but what if I told you things like this have been found all over the world, and some of them have actually been caught on camera? Today on OmniVerse Network we're diving into 5 bizarre creatures actually caught on camera. We spent weeks seriously analyzing every single piece of footage, talking to experts, and just trying to figure out what's real and what's fake. This isn't just your average top 5 list, no ma'am? We're going deep into the stories behind these sightings, the legends that surround them, and the evidence that makes them so darn compelling. Get ready because some of these will make you question reality, I promise. We're talking about creatures that just flat out defy explanation, things that look like they crawled straight out of a nightmare or maybe even another dimension. You're gonna see things that scientists can't even explain, and by the end of this video I swear, you'll be looking over your shoulder on your next late night walk. I guarantee it. We've got everything from strange humanoids to terrifying monsters, and honestly each one is crazier than the last. Pay close attention to the details in each clip, okay? Which one do you think is real? Let us know in the comments. The first person to guess the one we think is most likely real gets a shout out in our next video, so let's get into it. Number 5. Alright, let's kick things off with a creature that washed up on a beach and absolutely broke the internet. We're talking about the Montauk monster. So, just imagine this, it's a calm July day in 2008 in Montauk, New York, which is, a pretty fancy beach town. A woman named Jenna Hewitt and her friends are just hanging out enjoying the sunshine when they stumble on something that looks like it came straight out of a horror movie. It's this weird hairless creature with a beak-like snout and sharp teeth, just lying there in the sand, dead as can be. It was unlike anything they'd ever seen before, so they did what anyone would do in 2008. They snapped a picture and put it online, and boom! The photo went viral instantly. Folks went wild trying to figure out what it was. Was it a dog? A raccoon? Maybe some kind of weird turtle without its shell? Theories were flying everywhere, from the totally reasonable to just plain bonkers. The creature's body was leathery and bloated, its limbs were all weirdly proportioned, and it had this creepy, almost prehistoric-looking beak. It was the stuff of nightmares, y'all. Now the story got even wilder when people started connecting it to the nearby Plum Island Animal Disease Center. This is a real, high-security government lab that studies dangerous animal diseases. Seriously, you cannot make this stuff up. The urban legend is that this facility does secret, weird experiments creating hybrid animal monsters. So people started whispering, did the Montauk monster escape from Plum Island? It sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie, but for folks who lived there, it was a terrifying possibility. So, what did the experts say? Well, they were divided, which just made things more confusing. Some zoologists looked at the photo and said, yeah, that's just a raccoon. They explained that when a raccoon's body decomposes in water, the fur falls off, the skin bloats, and the snout can shrink, making it look like a beak. Sounds logical, right? But other folks, including some cryptozoologists, weren't so sure. They pointed out inconsistencies in the creature's anatomy that didn't quite match up with a raccoon. The debate raged on, but here's the real kicker. The body of the Montauk monster vanished. Poof, gone. Before any proper scientific analysis could be done, the carcass disappeared. Hewitt said an old guy came and took it away in his truck, saying he was going to mount it on his wall. Others claimed the government swooped in and confiscated the evidence to cover up their secret experiments. This disappearance is what really cemented the Montauk monster's place in legend. Without a body to study, we're left with just that one single creepy photograph and a ton of speculation. It's a masterclass in how a legend is born. So we have to ask ourselves, what's more likely? A decomposed raccoon that sparked a massive internet frenzy, or a genetically engineered monster that escaped from a secret lab and whose body was later covered up? The lack of evidence is frustrating, but it's also what makes the story so compelling. We'll give you a practical tip at the end of the video on how to spot the key signs of a hoax, which is super important with stories like this. But is it real? What do you think happened to the body? Wait for the tip at the end. Number 4. Okay, coming in at number 4 is one of the weirdest and honestly, kind of adorable creatures ever caught on camera. Get ready for the Fresno Nightcrawler. Now, this isn't some terrifying monster that wants to eat you. It's just strange, y'all. Imagine you're checking your home security footage. You're expecting to see a package delivery or maybe a stray cat, but instead, you see a pair of walking pants. Literally just a pair of white, spindly legs walking across your lawn. That's the Fresno Nightcrawler. The first sighting happened in Fresno, California, back in 2007. A homeowner, who we'll just call Jose, was reviewing his security camera tapes after his dog started barking like crazy one night. He rewound the tape and saw it. This small white figure, about 3 to 4 feet tall with long, thin legs and almost no body or arms, just casually strolling across his front yard. It moved with this weird swaying gait, almost like it was a puppet on strings. Jose had no idea what it was, and honestly, it freaked him out. He wasn't the only one. The footage was shown on a local news station and it just blew up. People were mesmerized. It didn't look like an animal, it didn't look like a person in a costume, and it didn't look like a CGI fake. The way it moved was just so unnatural. It was fluid but also jerky. It was graceful but also clumsy. It was a complete contradiction, which made it all the more fascinating and hard to explain away. Then, it happened again. In 2011, another security camera, this time in Yosemite National Park, captured a similar creature. This footage was even clearer. You could see 2 of them this time. A taller one followed by a shorter one, walking across a clearing in the woods. They had the same characteristics: pale white, long legs, no visible arms, and that same unmistakable bizarre walking motion. The fact that it was seen again, years later, and in a different location, made people take it a lot more seriously. This second sighting really fueled the fire. Cryptozoologists and paranormal investigators started calling them the Fresno Nightcrawlers, or sometimes the Yosemite aliens. The name Nightcrawler is perfect because they only ever seem to appear at night, caught on camera as they make their silent, strange journeys. They don't seem hostile, they just seem to be walking. Let's talk about the theories because they are all over the place. Some people believe they're a type of undiscovered terrestrial animal, maybe a species of bird that walks in a weird way or some kind of modern-day stick insect. Others are convinced they're extraterrestrial. They argue the strange proportions and gait are exactly what you'd expect from a creature that evolved on a planet with different gravity. Then you have the hoax theory. Skeptics have tried to debunk the videos for years. Some have suggested it's a clever puppet, maybe made with wires or stilts designed specifically to look weird on a low-quality security camera. Folks have even tried to recreate the footage using CGI or by building their own Nightcrawler costumes. But here's the thing, none of the recreations have ever perfectly matched the fluid, strange movement of the original videos. The lighting and shadows in the original footage also seem to check out, making a simple CGI job less likely, especially for the 2007 video. It's that movement that keeps everyone guessing. It's so unique that it's hard to replicate. If it's a hoax, it's an incredibly well-executed one. The creator has never come forward, and the mystery has only deepened over time. I want y'all to really look at the way it moves. The legs seem to bend in a way that's not quite human. It's almost like they're on a pendulum. It's this detail that makes me pause. I've watched this footage probably 100 times, and I still can't figure it out. It's so simple, yet so baffling. It's not scary, just profoundly weird. This creature has become a beloved icon in the world of cryptozoology. It's not a monster, it's a mystery. We're going to share a tip later on how to analyze video footage to spot fakes, which will definitely help you make up your own mind about this one. Could it be a new species? Find out soon.